Welcome to Tribe Athletics TV. This is Jay Colley with head football coach of the College of William & Mary, Jimmye Laycock, in a great place, a place where he works day in and day out here at the Laycock Center in his office. And first of all, Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Well, it's good to be here, Jay.
Coach, as we started this show, we panned out your vantage point from your seat looking over the great enhancement of Zabel Stadium. It's an exciting time to be a Tribe fan.
Oh, well, I'd say exciting is probably an understatement, Jay, to be able to see the progress that they have made and to be able to watch it. As we have as coaches, we've watched it on a daily basis, seeing right from the ground level all the way up, and now to see it's getting very close to being completed, and what that's going to mean to the football program and to the university. I think it's a tremendous statement on the part of the university in regards to commitment to the football program and to the fans and everybody involved. It's a great facility, and we're extremely excited about it.
And coming off a great year, 9 wins, a league championship, and a win in the playoffs, Coach.
Yeah, we had a good year. I mean, I think anytime you win 9, getting the playoffs, that's pretty good. Obviously, you want to go even more, and that's the challenge as we prepare for next year is to build on that. But yeah, you can't take anything away from the success we had last fall.
And speaking of preparing for next year, you're in the midst of it. It's at spring ball. Spring game is this Saturday. Your impressions so far?
Well, spring ball is, you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to work on, what goals and what specific things you're trying to accomplish. You can't do everything, and that's one of the things you do. And then again, you've got a lot of players who have played a lot of football that quite honestly don't need that much practice time in the spring, whereas others that need a lot of time and need a lot of, so you got to balance that off a little bit, and I think our coaches have done a good job with that, and I feel like we've to this point we've gotten a lot done.
Focusing on that spring game Saturday, 1:30 here at Zabel Stadium. Get out early. It's always a great day for fans. Let's talk about the offensive side of the football first, Coach, and your offensive line.
Well, it's one of the areas that should be a strong point for us this year. Coach Solwitz has got a real experienced group coming back. The only one we really lose is Andrew Jones, this all-conference center. But I think we got probably as much depth on the offensive line as we've ever had.
Let's clump, if you will, the tight ends and the wide receivers together, the guys that will catch the football.
Well, Andrew Caskins is a very good tight end for us. He's returning, and we just want to keep some depth with him. Hensley and Klaus are in there too at tight end. Wide receivers, we're mixing in a lot of people in there right now, trying to get a good mix and match. Jack Armstrong's having a very good spring. Daniel Kuzak's having a very good spring. So, and a bunch of young guys are in there playing well. Devontae's doing well. So, again, it's kind of a group that's evolving. And one of the points that we've been working on in the spring, and it involves the tight ends and the receivers and the quarterbacks, is trying to enhance our passing game a little bit more, get a little bit more diversification, I guess, in our passing game, and that's gone pretty well.
You have Steve Cluley coming back. We'll talk about the running backs, obviously, in a moment. But Steve, his job, he did a great job last year. Are you looking more for that backup quarterback for Steve Cluley right now, or did you want him to improve as well during spring ball?
Well, Steve's done well. Right now, he won't be in the spring game. He had elective surgery. We got him through about 9 or 10 practices, and then we said, okay, that's enough, and let's go. But, we want him to take the next step. I mean, he had a good year for us, a very good year, but obviously we want him to move forward, and I'm sure he will, and he did insofar as the time that he was in the spring. And then we need to sort out the backup situation. Mosley is back in playing quarterback for us, and that's he hasn't played any since he's been here. He's been hurt, so we're trying to get him a lot of reps. Tommy McKee, Brandon Battle, all those guys are getting reps, and one day one looks good, one day another one looks good. But again, that's what we're striving to do is, get those guys better. Kendall Anderson coming back at running back in pretty good stead in that position. Well, yeah, Kendall had off-season surgery, and he's not taking part in any of the active stuff of spring practice. But that's fine. He'll be ready to go in the fall. And then we've got Vanderberg, and we got Dunn, we got Britt. Those guys are in there right now doing a good job this spring. Let's switch to the defensive side of the football, Coach, and start right where we did on the offensive side, that defensive front line. Well, Peyton Grider is leading us up front, along with Isaiah Stevens at tackle, and those guys are. They're pretty good mainstays, I think, in our defensive line. We know we need to continue to get better. One of the areas that feel like we need to improve on our defensive front was probably pass rush. And Xavier Roscoe, a defensive end, has kind of given us a little push there, along with Matahola. And, we need to continue to get better. Bill Murray, a defensive tackle, is a young guy that has shown a lot of progress insofar as this point in spring ball. So we're making progress there. I don't know if we're there yet, but we're getting better.
Maybe the biggest question marks are in the linebacking position for William & Mary.
Well, yeah, I think, we lose, some really good ones, Luke Rhodes and Zach Fetters and all those guys in there that we lost. So we're experimenting around. I guess that's the best way to put it, that we're experimenting around inside with some different matchups. But Harvey at the outside linebacker position is doing very, very well. I mean, having him back, having him healthy is a big plus, and we're really depending on him. The rest of them are kind of Matt Bacides is doing pretty well, and some others are doing fine, but we still got a long ways to go.
The final position will be defensive backs, including the safeties.
Well, yeah, we know, you lose a guy like DeAndre Houston Carson back there at the safety position, and it's a big part of your defense, big part of your tackling, and we've got to make adjustments there. And at the safety position, Mike Barter's back, Richie DiPietro's in there. We're experimenting with some young guys in there at the safety position. The corner position, we should be pretty solid. Aaron Swinton is still recovering from a knee surgery, so he's not going through spring ball, but he'll be back there. Reed at the one corner should be good, whether Dykes is in there, whether Rayshawn Smith is in there at the other one, whatever. We've got some depth there at the corner position. We just got to develop consistency there.
And special teams, both guys coming back from the punting and field goal position, they appear to be going to have another great year.
Well, Windmuller's a big-time punter. He can handle it, and we're looking for a great year out of him. And Dorca's battling a little bit of an injury. He's been a little bit limited in spring, but he should be good to go too. So we feel very strong, along with Jesse Anderson as our deep snapper, and we feel very solid with our kicking game.
Coach, one last question about this spring game particularly. If you're a fan and wants to come out on Saturday afternoon, what can a fan look for in what's the best thing you think can happen on Saturday afternoon if you're a Tribe football fan? Because it's always like, well, how do they look? Well, the offense either look good or the defense look good, and sometimes that's not what the coaches are looking for.
Oh, the best thing that happens is nobody gets hurt.
Yeah,
that's the best thing can happen. The next thing is just, everybody gets out there and plays hard and just look and see what kind of effort we get. And, some guys will make some plays, and that's what you're looking for, guys that'll step up and use it as an opportunity to make some plays, whether it's an offensive receiver, whether it's a defensive back, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's a running back, whether it's, quarterback. It's an opportunity to look at some very young quarterbacks because, like I said, Steve Cluley won't be in there. The other guys will be doing get a good look at them, and so again, it's a great opportunity to see some young guys and just kind of see the general makeup of this year's team.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thanks, Jay.